Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Career Hub Episode 5. My name is Grace Camille Kurtum. I am from the SGA, or the Students Government Association. I am the Secretary and the Student Representative for SGA as well. So for our 5th episode, the topic would be time management you won't find in books. So for today's agenda, we would have a brief introduction about SGA for 5 minutes, followed by my introduction to our guest speaker for tonight, who is Purvaj Venkatraman. And then he will move on to his presentation, and we will have a Q&A afterwards and a closing at the end, towards the end. So what is the goal of this Career Hub episode? This is to gain experience advice from our speaker. You will be able to hear speaker's experiences in his or her own field. It's also a good time to network with friends, classmates, and alumni. And because it is in a Zoom format, you'll be able to have a recording of this after the episode so that you'll be able to know the talk if in case you won't be able to attend our seminar for tonight. So just a brief introduction about SGA, or the Student Government Association. It has a motto of the students, by the students, and for the students. It promotes student participation, provides solution to various issues. It provides positive development of individual, and it has a big vision for our current and prospective students. So without further ado, let me present to you our guest speaker tonight, Mr. Purvaj Venkatraman. Purvaj.
Hey Grace, hope you're able to see me.
Yes, we can hear you well, very well. Thank you, Purvaj, for your time. Purvaj is an experienced embedded engineer with a demonstrated history of working in electrical and electronic manufacturing industry. He has a very strong engineering background, having 2 master's degrees here in the US. One is a master's degree in electrical engineering from the University of Colorado Boulder, and a Master's of Engineering Management here in ITU. He recently graduated this spring of 2021 and is also a previous SGA officer as a public relations officer. So welcome, Purvaj. It is my pleasure and honor to present to you our guest speaker for tonight, Purvaj Venkatraman.
Thank you, Grace. Thank you for the very warm welcome.
Yes. So I'll give the floor to you. Stop sharing so you can start presenting your thank you.
Sure. Let me see. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
All right. Okay, sure. So myself, Purvaj Venkatraman, I finished my master's from ITU in the spring of 2021. I did my master's in MS in engineering management, and here I am to present you with an interesting topic. The topic that I've picked up today is time, the management that you probably won't find in the books, because all of the coursework that you could probably take covers aspects about the time, but none of it actually really talks about how you're going to go about having a work-life balance and so on. So I'm going to start off with certain technical aspects, and then I'm going to move on to a much more broader aspects of the topic itself. Please feel free to stop me at any point of time. You can raise your hands and can ask questions. There's also a question and answer session towards the end, but do feel free to ask me any questions that might pop up. Okay, jumping into the topic. First one. Well, when you talk about time management, what is the one that is actually covered up in the coursework? Like, let us say, for example, an engineering management course or an MBA course for that matter. What is it that you usually come across as management perspectives? The first one that would be a project management, because project management is widely spread, and you probably get to hear this about PMP and stuff when you come into the working background. So what is project management all about? Basically, it's working as a team, and then you achieve towards achieving a particular goal given the constraints of the work environment, and this is within your team, and you work towards a specific goal, and that is project management. The next that you probably widely hear is product management. What is product management? Because you have an organizational function within a company, but then the whole company is more focused towards developing a product, and then you have a planning process, you have a verification process, you have a forecasting, pricing, product launch, and then the marketing. So basically, you take care of every aspect of a product right from the start, the nascent stages, till it reaches the end of the product. And this whole process is called a product cycle. The third aspect that you come across is about a business process management. So you have a business, you have a project or a product that is going on, and then the discipline that the people use in order to discover, analyze, measure, improve, and optimize the whole process that happens in a business, that's called the business process management. And finally, you can probably hear about technology management that is taking over the world, because you have the drastic use of technology in the modern world. So people are moving towards managing that particular aspect of like technology, using technology for mankind, and using that in order to propel their company forward. So this is usually the terms that you come across. What are some more terms that you possibly could learn about? One is agile technology. When it comes to project management, you come across terms such as agile. What do you do in agile? You have a particular requirement, you design for that requirement, you then go on to develop that particular requirement, and then you test on it. And then this goes on a recursive process. So what happens is, before the product or the project is being deployed, it goes through stages of recursive action. So agile is one of the technology that you possibly come across pretty often. What else? The quite opposite of agile technology is waterfall model. So what happens in a waterfall model is, you basically do the same thing, that you have a requirement, you take it, design it, and then you probably like code on it, and then you develop, and then you test it. But this happens in the form that you happen to complete your requirements, then go on to the design process, and then you forget about whatever is being done in requirements. You don't go back and take a retrospective of it. These are pretty common terms, and you have the Kanban board, which is basically having stories and issues, and having the boards of whether a task is done or whether a task is being done, whether it's in testing process, etc. Then we go about doing a risk analysis or a risk management for that particular project or a product, and then you go on to identify the risk. You go about trying to mitigate that particular risk, and you analyze the risk, and then you finally what you do is you take up the risk, and then you come up with solutions on how to go about rectifying those risks so that your project or a product is going smooth. You also have something called quality assurance that happens through you make sure that the product or the project is of deliverable quality, is of good effectiveness, and so on. And then finally, you have a work breakdown structure, which basically talks about all the tasks at hand. You also have structures on what to and which timeline of the whole project that is being undertaken. So these are some of the common terms that you find in a management book. Coming to the aspect of what exactly time management is, I hope there are no questions up until this point. If there are any, I could possibly take it. Okay, so let's jump on to what really time management is all about, right? So time management is a process of organizing, planning, and then dividing the time that you have for all your activities. This is what is the definition that you find in the books. But rather, what time management is all about is you have a few tasks at hand, and the deadline that is to be completed for those tasks, and the efficient method in which you prioritize and do the tasks that are at hand is all about time management. What this does is does it help your career grow better? Like it doesn't help you grow career faster in terms of hard work, but rather a smart work. So what this does is basically it sharpens your mind and then enables you to work smarter rather than harder. So basically, if you are to get there in a couple of years, and if you're having a good time management perspective, you probably could get there in a year or so. So both you have faster results as well as how do I put it? You also have an efficient and an effective method to propel your career. One would argue, like, hey, hold on. Why should I read about time? Because that is definitely not going to save time for me, right? So you go about reading about time, and you're wasting time reading about time. Like, very counterintuitive, right? Let me list out some of the benefits and the consequences of not having a good time management and what it does to you as an individual perspective. Coming to the benefits, right? Like I said, having a good time management regimen would increase your productivity and also your efficiency in whatever work you do. Let us suppose you're a student at ITU. You have like coursework to complete. You have let us say like 3 assignments to complete before the weekend, and then you go about prioritizing. What it does is when you prioritize the task and you do a good time management perspective, the productivity and the efficiency increases. You will be able to understand the topics better. You'll be probably able to relate with the subject better, and that will help you in the career in the long run. What this also does is you getting to do the work properly and then on time is you get to finish the task at hand on time, and then this increases your opportunities for advancement. Let us say you're finishing your course in time, and then you go about searching for a job. You have that particular time for you to prepare for the interviews, prepare for the questions that might be asked. Maybe you could do an extra coding assignment, or you could possibly take some time off and do whatever you like play a game, or even like sing a song, or relax, sleep an extra hour. So all this happens with a good time management. And what this leads eventually is you have some sort of a mental peace, and then you have reduced stress as well. Yes, uh, time management often credits yourself to whether being you're active or you're lazy. But then at the end of the day, a very good time management regimen will definitely give you mental peace and reduce all the stress. Now, coming to what would happen, technically, the stuff that will happen, or the consequences that you face due to a poor time management regime. First is you probably end up hogging time. So just before the deadline, you come on kind of like a rush through, and you want to complete the task at hand. So the quality of work that's being submitted would be drastically reduced. So to point out, as a matter of fact, uh, when the quality of your work goes down, then the work that you're submitting, the efforts that you have taken is also um, looked upon or scorned upon, because um, when you submit poor work quality, that is typically reflected as a poor effort. So even though you would have put up like a good amount of effort in turning the work over, you'll probably be scorned upon. The next major thing that happens is usually you miss deadlines, and then you end up not finishing one work, and then you try to finish up that work after the deadline, and then the next deadline gets missed, and so on. So it's a cascade of events that happen. So it's rather better to stick to a time regimen and not miss your deadlines. The next one I would like to cover is so the aspect that you want to spend a little time learning about the time management techniques may not have a huge benefit now, uh, but definitely in the future and throughout your career, you probably have a good uh, benefit, and it will show in the recovery. Um, so there are a few time management uh, tools that are present, as a matter of fact, in the internet. So let's go on and see what usually these time management tools do. Yeah, so let's learn about what the existing time management tools offer to you. The first is you have a to-do list. So um, there are tools which provide you to keep track of what are all the tasks at hand. For example, I've known some tools like to-do list, or even a checkbox keep list, etc. That will help me track down exactly the all the activities that I need to do, and also keep track of whether I've done the work or not. So this is one of the important tasks, and how you start about going towards how to manage your time better. So first aspect is to have a to-do list. Like you want to list down tasks at hand. Um, the next that you do is probably like prioritize which of these tasks need to be done first. So a higher priority tasks, and you want to do it first. And usually the priority is high, low, and the medium priority. And then you also rank the tasks at hand as to the rank of, let us say, the importance that are probably like what are the consequences that will happen in case these tasks are not done. So you also rank the tasks at hand. And basically, due to the prioritization, like high priority, medium priority, and low priority, you get to know which of the tasks you need to do at which point of time. It is also important to keep in mind that a low priority does not mean that you never do that, because a low priority task also has a deadline at hand. So it is important that you have weightage attached to each of these tasks and then go about um, completing the task based on the weightage. Um, what this basically does is it helps you manage all your distractions and keep you focused with all the tasks at hand. This also puts you right in the path that you don't want to stray away from your main goal. And basically, um, like it helps you improve your focus in the whole broad perspective per se. So how do you go about this, right? So you have what is called as time blocks. In a day, you probably separate your a day into chunks of 3 hours, or let's say chunks of 4 hours, and then you have a dynamic allocation of the time block. So when you structure your time block, let us say like 8 to 9 a.m., I'm probably going to eat my breakfast, and then lunch at 12 to 1, and then so on. So you have time blocks that help you manage the tasks at hand a little better than usual, is what this particular point talks about. Also, what this does on a wholesome perspective is it helps you realize what your goal at hand is. It helps you make yourself aware of your talents, of what you're good at, what you're bad at, what needs more time for you to complete, what needs very less time, and then you could do it in a blink of an eye because of all the expertise that you have at hand. So it helps you become self-aware of yourself and whatever tasks you want to focus. And it also helps you keep a track of helps you keep a better track of whatever time you have at hand. The most important aspect is the management tools that they offer is reflecting on what could be done to improve on all the above aspects. So every now and then you go about taking a self retrospective, and you probably think and note of things that could have been done better, and try and improve on those aspects so as to have a better time management. This is one of the topics that is widely spoken about, something called scheduling. So what is basically scheduling? It's basically you have activities like tasks or stories, and then you have deliverables, you have milestones within a project. What the scheduling does is it includes all these activities, deliverables, and milestones into a single platform, and then that platform has a start time and end time, not only for the whole project perspective, but for each task perspective. So you have a start date, you have a end date, and then you also have a priority of those tasks and the weightage that is attached to it. And also the allocation of resources. So scheduling not only means that the project is yours, but you also need to work well with all the resources at hand. So let us say you have a money resource, like you want to have a budget perspective. You also have a skill set perspective. So it just does not mean that a project has only one set of a skill, but you want to have a varied set of skill. I mean, you want to have the all the set of the skills that is needed for the project, and then you allocate that particularly to all your activities, deliverables, and milestones. An effective project scheduling is a very, very, very critical component of successful time management. This you probably find in all the project management perspectives as to how important scheduling. Now, covering the aspects of like what are the types of scheduling that could possibly be um, up for you, right? So first one is a master project schedule. What this type of scheduling does is you have a set of tasks and you have the timeline or the project calendar, and then you take this as a very simplified set of tasks. Like there is no time. There is no resource perspective that you need to worry about. There is just the task, and then the start date and end date for each of the tasks, and the start date and end date for the end of the whole project. And you can schedule typically based on just an overview perspective. That's one type of scheduling. The other is you want to have a milestone or a summary schedule. You track only the key milestones that you have achieved in a particular project or a business. You take about, let us say, for example, like construction of a house. You want to build the foundation before this point of time, and then let us say you want the roofing to be done by so and so date, and then you want the painting and the exterior to be done by a certain month or so, and then finally maybe have the paints, the exterior and the interior work done by the end of the project. So you basically have milestones set up at different points of your task at hand, and you track just that milestone. So you want this milestone to be completed by so and so date. You want this milestone to be completed by so and so date. So that's one type of scheduling. And the final one is a detailed schedule. So this one is a thorough reporting. Basically, it tracks every single activity, and it also has milestone and key deliverables imbibed into that particular detailed scheduling. So these are the three types of scheduling that you usually come across. The next one is covering one of the important aspects of what is called a project scheduling. This is called a Gantt chart. A Gantt chart is used in project management, and it's one of the popular and useful ways of showing tasks or events against the time. It's basically a graph that happens through like what activity should be completed by which time, and you also have an overall time that you want the project to be completed. So that is also included in the Gantt chart. So what all does a Gantt chart allow? So it allows various activities to be displayed against time. You have 10 activities at hand, and all the 10 activities will come through between the start and the end date. You also have a beginning and an end date or end time for each of the activity. Let us say you have 10 activities, and all the 10 activities will definitely have a beginning and an end date. You also want to know if you have to do a task before the other task is done, or if the task can be done in parallel. So this information helps so that you can stop a particular activity at a certain stage and then go on to the next one before having to complete that particular one. This also tracks how long each of the activities scheduled, where are the activities or the resources overlap. So like I said, whether you want it to be a series or you want it to be done in parallel. So all this can be allocated, and then the start and the stop of the whole project. So this Gantt chart, let me show you in the form of an example. Like I mentioned, you have what is called how do I put it? Like you have construction schedule for the whole house building. So first a contract is written and then drafted, and then that is proofread, and then you have a contract signing with the client, and then you secure financing or maybe like an advance for helping you kick off the project, and then you obtain the permits that is required from the city perspective or the county perspective, and then you start surveying the site. You also come up with designs of plumbing and electrical, and then the roofing, and then you finally have an inspection. Then once everything is done, you have the move-in date that is being set. Now, you might notice those little boxes in this particular Gantt chart. Those particular red color boxes that are shown is basically the milestone or the key deliverables that this particular project has. So basically, in only the second type of scheduling that we spoke about, only those two will be tracked, like what the time before you obtain all the permits and what is the time before the roofing is done. So basically, those two are tracked. And then in probably the first type of scheduling, you'll just have all this activity listed and a check box of whether all these activities are done. Now, we have covered this aspect of the technical aspects of time management and what it means to you. But let's talk about the other side of time management, like what it does to you in a work-life balance perspective. Basically, when you divide your time and focus between working, family, leisure activities, and everything, like not just work, but rather factors that are apart from your work. It's called a work-life balance. We all have come across the Maslow's hierarchy of basic needs. So physiological needs for yourself, a sense of safety perspective, a sense of love, your friends or family, your social interactions. Then here comes your esteem. Like you want a job, and then you want the job to be secure, and you want that job to be a good, high-paying job. And then you have a cognitive one where you analyze whether your contribution to the work is of good importance. You finally have an aesthetic and a self perspective. So these set of Maslow's hierarchy needs, as especially converts to how your career goals are related, and how this transforms time management into the Maslow's hierarchy needs. Because when one gets the basic needs, then he goes about trying to get a sense of safety, then the sense of social interaction, then a sense of job security and job advancement. Then you have a cognitive nature, an aesthetic, and the self. So every human tries to achieve the highest level of Maslow's hierarchy needs. And this comes with a sense of discipline, and that discipline is very much attributed to your time management. Well, you have your own lifestyle choices, and on a daily level, this impacts your life differently. It affects your output and the effectiveness of what you do in a daily manner, not just work, but actually on a day-to-day manner, like what you do and how much of an effort and an output you basically get changes based on your lifestyle. So when you have a time management perspective and you have a goal to attain, this totally changes. And you start on a daily perspective, move on to a month level, you move on to a term level, and then you probably go on life trying to achieve those particular goals or miniature goals that you have. Another important aspect of life that I would like to cover is you need to do a time management so as to have a good work-life balance, and this is why something called the extracurricular activities is very, very, very important. Um, so you enroll into, let us say, a sports club or a society. What does this do, right? Um, there are three aspects that helps when you are at a sports club or a society. One is team building, so you get to understand your own team much better. You start to share your needs. You start to share your goals. You start to share your milestones. So um, good team bonding, what it does is it develops your not only personal goals, not only not only a collective team or a group's goals, but also how do I put it, like a broader goal, a broader life goal for that matter. So your extracurriculars, let us say, if you're into a sports club or society, it basically improves such aspects of um, ability to cope up your wins and your losses. So um, it together you win, together you lose. So it helps you shape your career in terms of accepting failures. It helps you also the ability to understand that you win as a group and not just as an individual but as a group. The next one is let's possibly put music on the plate because it is one of the most important aspects of human nature. We all have our own tastes in music, but everybody gets to listen to music and connect to it in some sort of a manner. So music is set to raise your particular mood, help you calm or relax, and then manage also your emotions better. So this like when you separate a chunk of your time to music or let us say the sports club or an activity, it helps you achieve your goals better because the work to life balance ratio is rather a notch up higher. Or you could possibly read a fiction novel, right? Some people get a good amount of calmness. It's totally an immersive experience, and it also enhances your brain's activities and brain's perspective to understand certain aspects of life better. So I mean, the extracurricular activities that you are doing, like anything in hand, will help you manage time better. Like you want to spend your time through to extracurricular activities apart from work, because this helps you improve what is called a cognitive nature of your work as well. Because having your mind relaxed or calm, or even having an active mind helps you enjoy what you do at work. Um, well, but there is one important aspect that you have to, in spite of all anything and everything that comes, like it's the most important of all when it comes to time management, and it's one of the most relaxing things that you could ever do. And if anybody is to take guesses, okay, just going to go ahead and put it up there. It's sleep. And sleep is a very, very, very important aspect when it comes to time management. And sleep helps. What is it that why should you be allocating sleep? Why should it be a major activity, a factor when it comes to time management, right? It helps you improve your ability to learn new information. It restores your neural connections. It assists emotional control, decision making, and also social interaction. So, on a broader perspective, sleep is something that is very, very, very vital in time management. In medical study, as everybody knows, it says 7 to 9 hours of sleep per day. Well, coming to personal stories and what a general success story looks like on from a viewer perspective, is you want good sleep, good food, and healthy exercise on a daily basis. You want your life to be more enjoyable. You want to have better social interactions with your friends, with your colleagues, with possibly even strangers, for that matter. Um, the next important factor is spending time with family. You want to look after your spouse. You want to look after your kid and whatnot. Um, Possibly have a weekend that includes whatever extracurricular activity that I was talking about, and then you also would want to have a relaxing day where you possibly want to watch a movie or a TV series. Um, well, to quote my own experience in this aspect, is when I was at ITU, I was doing my master's. I was also doing a full-time internship. So a 40-hour work period. I had assignments to complete. I had coursework to complete. I also was a part of a CrossFit regimen. So every morning I used to wake up and go to the gym. I used to have weekend activity, like let us say I used to play cricket. So I used to have a whole day cut out just to have fun with my sports team. And then I also had music as part of mine. I am a singer, so I regularly post cover videos on YouTube and whatnot. So my activities included a huge bunch, and I was able to manage time better because I used to enjoy what is being done at work. I used to enjoy what is being done at my coursework, and I also enjoyed my extracurricular activities. And managing all this little aspects in my life helped shape a better couple of years when I was doing my masters, and it helped me have a better mental peace, better mental strength, as a matter of fact, and it also helped me have a rejuvenated mind and focus at the task at hand. Now, yes, you need to sacrifice your time. You need to sacrifice some aspects of your time, but at the end of the day, you live only one life, and you should have no regrets when you look back. So there should be a good work-life balance, and time management is the way to go about to have that. Life throws you challenges, but bravely face. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Vaj for that a wonderful talk about time management. I really like the way you said, like having a very balanced work and life, both work and in life, and because we only live once, like you said, and we should not be able to regret it. But having a good time management will be able to experience the different aspects in life and have a better a more optimized self, right? So for today, for now, I will open this floor for questions. Any questions for Vaj? You can post your questions in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself. Thank you.
Hi, Purvaj. I'm Tasnuva. I actually don't have that much of a question, but really a great appreciation for your effort and your time, because honestly, I also understand, realize this, the importance of time management. Um, I actually have been struggling, like I'm a single mom. I'm doing my MBA. I'm working full time, and last month I sat for California State Bar. I have a 7-year-old. I have a household to manage. I have bills to pay. So I mean, uh, and even then, I made sure I was sleeping 6 hours. I was doing some yoga, meditation, some sort of workout. So actually, it was all possible because I really did have a, like, schedule, like chalked out what am I gonna do when, and so that really helped. It's really important, and you are also very right when you said, you should enjoy life. You should do things that you enjoy doing, and then actually work doesn't feel like work. But I mean, I'm fortunate. I get to do what I enjoy doing, but a lot of us are not. So, which is why sometimes they struggle. But I think this MBA program itself has been very, a great experience for me. And, I got to hear from great speakers, including yourself. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Tasnova. That is a very good that you shared your own life experiences, right? And little piece of advice is you go back and you could still get better at your time management. So take a retrospective and go back and think of what could be done better, and then just those little improvements, and your life can be a lot smoother than what it is already.
Well, I think I didn't mention I am the worst at time management. Okay, I am the worst person. I mean, there possibly is. I used to be always late. So now when I see that, there's no other way, I don't have time to, like, miss an opportunity. So I had to be, I was forced. Especially if I'm an attorney. I sat for the California bar. The California 2-day bar exam is very intense itself, and even though you know a lot of stuff, it also tests your time management skills, how you can share the information that's in your head. You don't even have time to think. If you're reading the question, an MCQ question twice, you get 1.8 seconds to answer one. And if you're spending more than that, that means you're losing, time on the other one. So it's crazy. And I was forced. I'm not sure how much successful I'm, but you're really right. I mean, there is a lot of scope for me to get better. And I am nowhere near perfect, but I at least appreciate and understand the importance of it, which I did not before. So that is my key, because before I didn't even realize the importance of, managing time, making a schedule, a to-do list. I had no clue, but now I'm at least understanding how helpful it is, how easier it is, how easy it is on you to manage time. So yeah, it's a continuous process. It's not going to end.
And also, to put things to perspective, time management is something that should come from within. Again, like the topic says, it's not found in any of the books, but rather of experiences. Is what the experience is where it comes from.
Exactly. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Any more questions from me?
Any more questions? I think Lorena has put it here for Vash. He just wants to thank you. What you have shared to her or to everyone are extremely useful.
Yes, Grace, if Purav is an ITU alumni, we can probably include him during our meet and greet event.
Yes.
Make sure he gets an invite.
Yes.
We hope to see you.
Yeah, Tasnova, Purvash is currently in India, but we'll try to have an online event also. I mean, we're trying to work on a way to have like combine the meet and greet in person and online.
That's
Yeah.
right. Okay, no problem.
Yeah. And Purvaj Tasnuba is our new SGA president.
Oh, nice. That's lovely to hear.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
I was the SCA Public Relations Officer. Just if you didn't know.
That's nice. Yeah, too bad you're in India and it's probably like very odd hours for you. So
Yeah.
thank you for your time. Like, you know, waking up in the middle of the night.
Oh no, it's pretty much morning.
Yeah, we started late. But again, thank you. Hope to keep in touch and take care. Have a good rest of the day.
Absolutely. I think if there are no more questions, I'll just stop sharing.
yeah, so in behalf of SGA and everyone, and also from our president, we would like to thank you, Purvaj, for this wonderful presentation. And also we would like to thank everyone for attending tonight's Discover ITU Career Hub. We'll be posting this in our YouTube account in ITU Silicon Valley. And again, thanks everybody, and have a good day.
Thank you, Grace, for the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Purvaj, again.